Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for December the 28th, 2023. Hi Rachel, how are you doing? Yep, got that head shake going on too. Got a Loki on my lap. She's been whining and growling about coming up here. They have two bones. They each got a bone yesterday. And of course they're identical. I swear to God the bones are identical. And no, each of them wants the other's bone and they're growling at each other about it. So Loki weighs 6 pounds, Fifi weighs 70 pounds. I don't want this to get into a fight. So Loki's in my lap, and now they're both ignoring the bones. Ugh, dogs. Dogs. Yeah, but, you know, they've known each other for, 4 years, 3.5 years, so I think they're getting along now. Oh, gosh, you know what? They're going on to 4 years knowing each other because they're almost both 5. And what have you got on your posterior, little girl? Leaves, dead leaves all over her. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Yep, got both channels on here, so if people would like to join me, we are live in Twitch, and you're welcome to join me. So for a lot of people, this is kind of the kickoff for a 3-day weekend, or, 3.5-day weekend. We had a few people in at work on Tuesday, a couple less Wednesday, a couple less today. Tomorrow, my boss just said, can you just lock the doors and if people show up, they can let themselves in? Yeah, of course I can. I got the password. Okay, just lock them and, show up when you want to and go home when you're done. I said, I got to do payroll. It's like, okay, show up, do payroll, and then I just don't care. Thank you. So tomorrow might be the beginning of a 4-day weekend if all goes well. Which means all the more time to play Star Trek Online. I still have 2 things I haven't done for my endeavors. And other than that, I got lots and lots of time to play with you guys today. I've got some physical damage on the ground. I've got me some Herc frigates, which, okay, it's not very exciting. Let's see, what have we got going now? We have Tides of Ice with 4 minutes remaining. I don't think I get any credit for joining that late in the day. And Crampiri begins shortly, which I probably won't get any credit for either. I want more stuff. Hey, you know what? I can go eat pies. Something I would love to do in real life is go have a slice of pie. Hi, WC. How are you doing, dear? Hi, Mar Hawkman. Tide's credit is if you kill the Snorg Queen. Okay, back to Snorglandia. Run, my dear. Run. Up these stairs. Chuck. Of course, with my luck, I'll get there, and it's like 7,000 out the door. This is a long run back. I had a fine Christmas. I didn't do much of anything. I went to my son's apartment. No, his house. Excuse me, his house. And made a roast beef and panda quieja and spanakopita because, multicultural and all that stuff. And we were going to make dessert, except by the time we got done with all that stuff and some shrimp for an appetizer, we're just looking at the dessert going, eh. We can do that another day. I still think, when I take over Cryptic, I'm going to make hot chocolate the cure for being frozen. You just have to buy hot chocolate, have it in your arsenal, drink the hot chocolate, you're unfrozen. It works in real life, why not here?
Snowmen are coming down Black Diamond, Crimson Cube, and Blue Lozenge lanes. Snowmen are coming down Black Diamond, Crimson Cube, and Blue Lozenge lanes.
I saw a recipe today for gluten-free English muffins. I thought, well, that sounds interesting. I wonder how they're going to do that. Oh, it's cheese and eggs. It's not gluten-free English muffins. It's little omelets. I don't think that counts. Snorg Queen. Die, Snorg Queen.
Snowmen are coming down Black Diamond,
there we go.
Crimson Cube, and Blue Lozenge lanes. Snowmen are coming down Crimson Cube and Blue.
Wow, this one does not want to die. There we go. Hot chocolate and rum. Oh, dang, that's a good idea. We've had a couple of very pleasant days here, and this afternoon it started to rain slash freeze slash... Ugh. Definitely a day for getting something nice and warm. Yeah, well, see, we need to have more things like that available for the winter events. So we do have the first million for the however many million we need. We're putting Rachel in charge of the negotiations. I have not yet won the Powerball lottery here. It is now standing at 760 million for Saturday. Double check the daily status of the lottery. Cryptic. I'm just going to make Rachel do all the work for getting us done. She seems to know what she's doing with negotiations. Oh, Q's Winter Wonderland. Oh, on this one I'm into, yeah, what am I into? I'm at 22.5 for dilithium at 1 a.m. Am I doing it on the 20-hour cooldown? You betcha.
Beware, naughty children. The Krabiri has come for
I haven't unpacked the ship yet, though, because, you know, I just don't do that. So, who would like to do what this evening? I am game. Thank you, Loki. Yes, Loki is tearing through some t-shirts that are sitting on the floor. Okay, so I grew up with a mother who would recycle old clothes. This is kind of in the day before Goodwill, but these days clothes are so disposable and they are horrible for the environment. There's nothing you can do with them. So I've gone back to her thing where she would cut old clothes into like 1-inch strips and crochet them into rugs, and the girls need a new rug underneath where they have their food. So I've got all my old t-shirts and I've been cutting off the sleeves and the necks and all that stuff and getting ready to cut them into strips. How are the puppies? They are evil. They are evil puppies. But I still love them. But they are definitely evil. But it is cold, it is raining, and they both just went out the door about an hour ago going, we need to go out. Oh. We can hold it till next year when it gets warm again. It's been one of my criteria in the potential of getting a house at the end of the spring is, do I want to really stay up here where it's still pretty dang cold in the winter? Do I want to move someplace warmer? And there's a possibility of changing jobs in the next couple of months. And if that's the case, I might be further south. I'm not holding my breath waiting for that to happen. But definitely, I'm going to retire next year at the latest. What is it? 18 months from now I can retire? Something like that. Oh, the magpies. 3 females, 1 male have been busy this year. 7 babies. Whoo, wow. Wow. That is a lot of babies. Do they have 1 clutch, I think that's the word, per year? My old apartment had a nice light fixture outside where the robins would nest, and I'd wait for the birds to fly out of there before Fifi would find them. And then I'd go up and start to take down the nest only to discover that a new parent had taken it over and there were more in there. Oh, well, I'm glad they're not dead yet. Fifi's home. I'm sure you guys could hear that. That happened at 9:30 last night. I had gone to bed at like 7:30. And 9:30 she goes insane with something moved outside. Okay, well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the magpies. We want them to do well. Hi, Rachel. Let me invite you to a team. Hold on. What are we doing, Rachel? I'll invite you to a team, but I might need to go change to a different ship. I just need to do her frigates and physical damage on the ground. Which means we could do a swarm. Fine, since nobody else has joined us yet, I'm going to do swarm unless somebody wants to join us. There, waving right back at you. Well, you know, it's the reason they have larger numbers of eggs is because of the lower survival rate. every now and then I will watch a nature show, you know, and they show that animals don't survive in the wild sometimes, and that's the way it is. And as videographers, they are required to not interfere. That's part of the ground rules. Except when they found a bunch of penguins that had slid down into like a bowl-shaped opening, and it had iced over during the night and they couldn't get out of there, and they weren't supposed to help them get out. And so for 2 days the penguins would try to crawl out and slide back in, try to crawl out and slide back in. And finally the videographers are like, heck with that, and got a couple of shovels and made a nice little ladder staircase for them to get out, because, you know. Let's see, it's all very Roman Empire, where human babies didn't often survive, so they didn't get named for the first 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't know if it's 2 weeks or a year. I do remember that. Mice make dozens of babies because most of them get eaten. There is that, yes. Insidious Maximus? I will have to name that one of my ships after that, or one of my tunes. Alright, we are queued up for Save the Swarm. Let's see if that launches for us. Yeah, I'm one of those suckers for all the saving all the puppies and all the animals, and I know it's not realistic. I know in the big grander scheme of things it doesn't make any sense, but it's me. Wee-woo! Malvanium, I like that one. Ruh-roh. My husband and I used to play a board game called Circus Maximus, and I don't remember what it was in retrospect, but I remember at the end of doing any number of ground things, they wound up with having the horse race at the Circus Maximus. Oh, today your abilities will be tested against the finest opponents of your world and beyond. I could get behind that kind of mission. That would be fun. Think about it. Your ship gets sent to some time frame and you wind up having to do that level of competition. I could do it. Ah, Champions Online, sorry. I do not do anything besides Star Trek because I don't have a real life. See if I can do this before I get shot down. I got one, yay! Two. We got my frigates. Like that was a surprise. I'm putting together my list not of New Year's resolutions, but things I would like to do over the upcoming year plus.
Well done.
Well, thank you, Odo.
Satellite is back online. We'll launch tractor.
Hey, WC, by any chance did you finish reading that book that that I'm also reading, but almost done with? I had picked up another book and was trying to get into the habit of reading again. And I quickly realized at about chapter 6 of other book, not of the book that we've both been reading, that, you know what? Life is really short, and reading books that are not particularly well written is probably not the way I want to spend the next few years of my life. Can't remember what this philosophy of keeping your life kind of tidy and organized by reducing clutter is. Just focus on the things you love having around you. And the book I was reading was not one that I loved. First 6 chapters, pretty good. Next 3 chapters were, what is she smoking? This was not fiction. It's not even what is she smoking, can I get some? It's more just, huh? Alright, let's see what we got here.
Beta, protect the refugees.
Ooh, they all are coming for me.
Ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Yeah, no, the gummies were not a good experience, Rachel. We're not doing that again. I suspect if I gave it time and did it multiple times and had the full meal and wasn't attempting to cook and had my feet attached, it would be much more pleasant than it was. But the reality is I lost my feet and I was attempting to make couscous. That said, though, I did buy a bottle of Prosecco and a bottle of Chambord for New Year's Eve when we'll be doing a show from 8 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. So grab your own bottle of Prosecco and your own bottle of Chambord and join me. And no, I won't be doing gummies. One reason, of course, is they're not legal here in Indiana. And I would never violate the law. So there's a thing called an FSA, a flexible spending account, wherein you get X amount of money placed on an account that is to be used for certain medical expenses over the course of the year, but any money that isn't spent by December 31st is lost. And then, you know, in our case, the company puts it in there, and if you don't spend it, they just take it back and put a fresh amount in on January 1st. And I didn't even know we had this until yesterday when one of my co-workers said, I had $1,600 left on my card, so can you print out the list of things you can buy with your flexible spending account? So I did. I said, I wish I had one of those. And he's like, what do you mean you don't have that? We all have that. We do? So, trying to figure out what I can spend money on. It's meant for things like your co-pays and stuff like that, but I'm more of a duct tape the broken bones together type person.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be utilized now.
I love this ship, but man, no turning radius. Well, apparently somebody got the dreadnought. I didn't even see it appear.
Hurt ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get
2
over
minutes
there.
left.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Refugee ships
So each
heading
dog
down
currently
escape
now
route
has a
Alpha.
bone.
Protect them.
They're each working on them, but they're each looking at the other dog's bone going, but I could have that one instead. They're identical bones. They've chewed them down to the same level of non-existence. I'm probably going to have to throw them away tonight, so neither of them chokes on them tomorrow when I'm gone.
Hurt ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
"23 seconds. Can we defeat them all in 23 seconds?
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
Says there's one left here. There it is. There it was. There's some over there. Nope, all gone. Maybe. No. Oh, thank goodness.
We did what we could.
I had one get to this point the other day and bugged out. It was annoying. Yes, well done. Not that it's that challenging. I want some more hard missions. I want this to go back to being more of a challenge. And yes, I could make it a challenge by playing on Elite with Tier 5 ships. But there's a challenge and then there's stupid. I don't want to do stupid. Let's see. Nope, we'll take that back to characters and over to there. I am resolved, however, this is my one resolution, to attempt to get my inventory a little bit more under control. Attempt. No promises. And I want a vendor here.
I found a straggler.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Oh, and an inn. Man, everybody shows up at the same time.
Well, he saw you, and he told me to come down here. Guilty.
Ah, am I in the wrong spot today?
I don't think so.
Okay. That always exists as a possibility in my world. Hi, Ed. How are you doing?
Everything hurts.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I wish I could do something to help you.
I know how to do it. We damage his nervous system, and he doesn't feel anything.
They've done that. It was not pleasant.
We actually like remove the ability to conduct electricity.
Ooh.
It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem, but it still works, right?
Yeah, is it, I was going to say a guillotine is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, but it's possibly a bit of overkill.
Alright.
Is there
Possibly
such a thing as overkill?
Yeah, there is. It's like the time my dad wanted to deal with a mosquito, so he threw the can of bug spray at them and killed it. It was just one of those, huh? Moments.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he was surprised too. But it was funny.
That's like using a Moab to kill a mole.
It definitely killed the mole.
Yes. We have moles here, or voles. We have something digging underneath the sod. So you'll be walking around and, walking the dogs, and it's comfortable, squish. Oh, come on. And you sink about 6 inches into the ground.
We're a boll weevil quarantine zone.
Do they dig?
They damage crops.
Well, I know about that.
So
The moles aren't damaging crops, it's just making walking adventurous. What is the boll weevil and why is it bad? Cotton in particular, it looks like.
Yep.
Good. Well, no cotton here. They're tiny bugs. Okay. Let's see. WC. There are people who have burned down their houses in their zeal to try and kill a spider. Well, I've been to Australia. I can see that. Yeah, my dad grew up in a household where one would dump gasoline on things and then set it on fire. And burned down more than a few porches in the process. Thank you, Mar Hawkman. I'm going to take a peek at that.
You linked the Data's gallery, some vids from Forum Mel Venom.
Yes, we were talking about this earlier. I will go take a look at that. Thank you. Now, you too may enjoy the Mighty's cutscenes. Oh, hey, cutscenes can be good.
Huh?
Cutscenes can be good. Hi, Alrek. How are you doing? Police officer friend of mine got in trouble. He walked out his front door to a spider hanging eye level, pulled out his pistol and shot at it. Put several holes in the garage. Yeah, that is probably overkill by definition. It's just a spider. I mean, I don't like spiders, but they're just spiders. I was working at a company in Elgin, and I had a huge outdoor plant that I had moved in and put next to my desk, and every now and then an ant would get up from the plant and walk over onto my desk, and I would just put it back in the plant. And my brand new boss, who had just been hired to take over the department, came in and was talking to me one day, and an ant gets off the plant, and he kills it. I'm just staring at him like, what is wrong with you? He's going, oh, you didn't want that walking around your desk. Well, I wasn't gonna kill it. Just put it back in the plant. I didn't last more than a few more days there. I realized you don't need 7 accountants for a company that's only got 22 employees.
Okay, so this is why I think there needs to be more science realism in Star Trek. According to the
Because
Star Trek TNG technical manual, a Type 2 hand phaser, the one that looks like a dustbuster, has 16 different power settings. On setting 16, the highest setting, a Type 2 can disintegrate 650 meters cubed of solid stone with the average density of 6 grams per centimeter squared. An M1A2 Abrams main battle tank is approximately 70.8 meters cubed, with an average density of 0.86 grams per centimeter cubed. Remember that the tank will be mostly hollow inside. Not only could a phaser kill a modern-day tank, it would completely vaporize it in the chunk of earth the tank was sitting on, leaving a hole large enough to fit a house. If the phaser wielder wanted to deal with the tank, they would have to drop it all the way down to setting 11. Incidentally, the hand phaser could hold enough energy to shoot at setting 16 29 times. Setting 11 can be fired 150 times before the power cells run out. Not only can a phaser kill a modern-day tank, it could kill a modern-day tank brigade.
no.
Well, here's the thing that people keep forgetting about Star Trek.
Hold on a second.
Weapons. The TNG hand phasers, they've used those to cut through duranium bulkheads.
Yeah, no.
Why did they design them to do that? I don't know, but they did.
Oh, no. I have issues with like the stories they've got here where you have to cut through the ice wall in one of the Discovery stories. And I'm doing no, that doesn't work. It takes a lot of heat to melt ice. It takes a lot more to vaporize
that's
ice.
actually one of those things where melting ice like that
Mhm.
is actually a matter of ablation, because when you have the energy touch the surface, because of the fact that it flashes into vapor, the
Mhm.
vapor captures the energy and removes it from the wall.
Yeah, but the energy doesn't disappear.
Yes, but it moves away from the block of ice.
Okay, fine. There's going to be.
It's the entire concept of ablative.
I'm working on the
Okay,
concept
so-
of it's going to poach the people.
So see, here's the physics of that particular problem. You can melt ice very quickly. You just have to use oscillation, not direct impact.
Yeah.
You can't use.
Well, I mean,
you have
just
to
like
use
something
ambient heat, not radiant heat.
Yeah, just you have to get the hot gases to actually warm up the ice instead of drifting away in the wind.
I still come back to it's going to get really hot and wet in there really fast.
Oh yeah, because like I said, the whole like ablative effect.
Mhm.
Well, that heats up the air that you're
Yep.
breathing.
Yep.
Also, it gets really steamy, and the oxygen count will go very, very far down because of the fact that there's so much water vapor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hadn't even thought of that aspect. Yes. Definitely poached you.
Specific heat is the bomb.
No.
Also, it
Does.
might actually cause you to develop frost crystals on your clothing if your clothing is still freezing cold when that hot steam touches it.
But bombs are more concussive than explosive. So that wouldn't. There's not a lot of heat involved in bombs. And they're
I
very
was using the
short.
Urban Dictionary rhetorical bomb.
Oh well, that doesn't actually.
Take that, Frost.
Nope, I won't. I openly refuse.
Anyways, Frost, because you were asking questions earlier. Heroes of Earth, welcome to the Forum Malvat. Today your strength will be tested against the finest opponents of your world and beyond. Yes, I have played that alert in Champions Online so many times I have memorized most of Tacticlus's lines.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise us. And
What
by the
are we
way,
talking
hi,
about?
Joshua. We're talking about Champions Online. That's
Okay.
the Forum Malvanum. It
Okay.
was earlier referenced in Data's Gallery. That's what it's from.
Oh, okay.
We were discussing this in chat prior to you joining us. And
Nothing happens
It's
if I'm
one
not
of
here
the
to
most
witness it.
meme-worthy things in Champions Online. Because of the fact that the guy who voices Tacticlus's lines really, really enjoyed his work.
Joshua was saying, I was thinking this is Star Trek Online. It is on occasion, but currently it is spider removal. And WC says, when you've removed your first huntsman, using a clear plastic takeout dish and cardboard, you no longer worry about spiders. Ugh.
Or
Yeah.
if you're like me as a child, cleaning debris out of a bush in the yard, and you realize that the debris has fur, and then you carefully look at the debris and realize that you're holding a tarantula.
Ooh.
Well, I'm being pulled to deal with dinner stuff, so I gotta
Okay.
go take care of that.
Well, take care of that, and we'll be here when you come back, if you come back.
Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye. I have one of my students moved to Sydney, and they were in an apartment while their house was getting ready for them. And in the young daughter's bedroom, she got in one afternoon after school, and there's a huntsman. And she screamed, shut the door, and refused to go back in that room ever again.
I heard that only some of the spiders in Australia can kill you.
Your mic is cutting out a little bit there.
I said, I heard that only some of the spiders in Australia can kill you.
Only some, yeah. The huntsmen are friendly enough. They're just like the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah, well, that tarantula I picked up,
Mm-hmm.
it was completely chill. It's like, oh, hello, human.
And some tarantulas are completely chill. Not every tarantula is out to get you.
Well, let's see, the thing with this tarantula, though, is it's living in a bush in our front yard. It's seen humans walking past the bush.
Well, they're pretty good eating as long as you can torch all the little hairs off of them.
Ah, no,
You
no, no,
gotta
no, no,
torch the
no,
hairs
no,
off of 'em
nope,
first.
nope, no. I am not eating tarantulas. Apparently, they're only mildly venomous to humans.
Oh yeah. Who
To most
cares?
humans.
I heard magpies taste like chicken.
You heard magpies taste like chicken or tarantulas taste like chicken?
Magpies.
Magpies. Okay, well, that's not a big surprise. Though I was surprised when I had quail. Quail do not taste like chicken. Quail do not taste good, in my opinion. I was at
I heard it. Quail, if you cook it right, actually tastes good. It's just one of those things where you need to like season it properly, and also half the people who shoot quail on their own actually don't handle the bird properly prior to cooking it, and mishandling live game will make the meat go bad.
Yeah, definitely that can happen.
Yeah, like squab.
Yep.
I like squab, but most of the people who bring it in don't know what the hell they're doing.
A lot of the time when people try making squab, it's functionally carrion by the time they try cooking it.
Yep.
Well, the one time I had quail was at a good restaurant with a good chef, and who seemed to know what he was doing with everything else. But I took one bite of that and went, nope, nope, nope. Fortunately, it was a tasting dinner, so you'd get one bite of everything. And if you didn't like it, the world doesn't end. Let's see, WC says, oddly, huntsmen are the calmest, happiest spiders around. Redbacks are potentially dangerous, and tiny, so easy to miss, but they don't move around. It's the trapdoors you've got to be careful about. They're aggressive, and, as the name implies, they hide. Good, thank you. And maybe I won't come back. No, I will be coming back to visit you, WC.
To be honest, most birds are actually edible.
Most birds are actually edible? Is that what you said? That's because they're dinosaurs. And
Not a lot of people eat it no more, but when I was a boy, we used to hunt pheasant.
Oh yeah, no,
I also didn't like quail, right? But I did prefer like pheasant. I like that. But
yeah.
Anyway.
My husband's family hunted tennis every year. Hunted pheasants every year.
The wild numbers of pheasants dropped to the point where they weren't valid for proper game animals.
Yeah, the men before me talked about hunting them, and like even my grandfather, he remembers when they had killed so many. They're like, okay, we got to back off of it, or we're going to destroy them.
Yeah,
and now a lot of stuff like hogs, wild hogs, and stuff like that. Some of these things now we've changed the landscape, so then we're finding out what niches are exploding, right? Because of that, and then so we got wild hog problems. But I don't know if pheasants have recovered. But if you have the chance, eat one.
Yeah, well, wild hogs are definitely something that needs to be removed from the ecosystem.
Except it's really hard because they're
That's why they need to be removed from the ecosystem.
Javelina
You need to bring something that is a relatively large caliber rifle when you hunt them, and preferably something that's semi-auto.
But I mean, they're begging us all here in North Carolina to go hunt deer and some of the other species, right? But I do miss as a boy some of the other types of hunting we used to do that were more common to those people.
Oh shoot! I forgot to put the deer sausage away. Oh well. Somebody brought in delicious deer sausage today. He was out hunting, got all the testing done on it, and yum yum.
That is
yum,
a lot
yum.
of cats running around the track.
It is. We're all... whoops! I went off the map. I cut that corner too short. Well, the heck with that.
Oh yeah, that corner has always been like.
I did it earlier today too in cat mode.
Just don't touch that particular lump of
Well, I was trying to jump. Boy, I don't get anything. Oh, this is there we got first. Oh well, it was just for fun. Let's see. WC says in that case, don't look up golden orb weaver spiders. Rachel.
Golden orb weavers are amazing.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to go look them up.
Here's the thing with orb weavers. Orb weavers are those ones that make those gigantic webs in gardens. That's why they're called weavers. They weave webs. Huge. Really nice looking
Oh,
webs.
banana spiders. Okay, I know what those are.
I don't mean to take away from everything, but I was just going to ask, does anybody know of any fleet needs for me to dump anything in? Are we working on anything critical or anything like that?
Let me take a look. I don't think there's anything critical, but let's take a peek here. OTB.
I mean, generally there are notes like donate here or there, but some of those notes are, they get old or whatnot. I just don't want to, if we're supposed to be working on something, I want to work on it.
I'm not aware of anything. Certainly not in the main fleet. There's nothing going on.
All right, good deal.
Let's see.
Very good, Admiral. If that's the case, I request to be released upon my own recognizance.
You are released. Let's see. Never knew we had pheasant. This is Alric. We never knew we had pheasant around here until I moved into this apartment and had one perch on my balcony. Ooh, talk about DoorDash, delivering right to the door. Had one of those visit for a couple of weeks. There wasn't one day, then there was, with web the next, and then it didn't move for its visit, and one day it was gone completely with its web, yes. And Elise, venison is delicious, so Boss, who is nice and lets people go home, did bring home some deer the other day, and because we have an issue with prion diseases in the area, you do have to take your deer to have them tested. Hence, getting a fresh roast is somewhat difficult. Frozen roast, a little bit easier if it comes out clean. But then you get to have the butcher make sausage out of the leftovers. Yum, 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 yum. All right, Rachel, your feet are stuck in the table again, my dear. I need to do some physical damage on the ground. Would anybody like to do something groundish? I'm going to assume I've got some Lex knives here. I do have some Lex knives. Muse would like to join us. Anybody else? Rachel, you're already teamed up here, Rachel?
I've got some changes on this guy I don't really like. Not everything's marked 15'd out, but you know what? I ain't ever backed out of nothing. I back into everything.
I can type, yes. Anybody else? I haven't decided what do I want to do for ground damage. What would be fun for ground that we don't usually do? We always do bug hunt. It's because they move surfaces around. Let's see. What do we rarely do in... Oh, no, that's not going to work. Nope, and we're definitely not doing that one. Definitely not doing that one. There we go. Wee woo.
Wee woo.
Don't you want an Epo friend?
Do you know what I think I'm going to... Oh, I did. Yay. It's like back on the Klingon homeworld, and you go down the Great Hall, or where the pit is with all the water, and you see the people stuck in the chairs and in the ground. You don't know what they did to get stuck there for all eternity, but it must have been something pretty bad. Hey, you know, if I was really smart, I would do something here. Oh. Okay, good. We are good. And here we go. Or they have bad engineers like me that can't align on pattern buffers. Absolutely possible. Probably if I had some different devices this would work better, but I'm set up for the snow. We'll go with that one, not that we're going to use that. And of course we've got an ad running. Of course.
The number one thing that a lot of people forget is that it actually used to be in older times very common to eat random wild birds. Like the old nursery rhyme about blackbirds baked into a pie.
Yes.
Nothing like eating crow.
Literally, even. But, like, seriously, though, I've heard that crows have an interesting flavor. It's like when they're relatively young, it's kind of sort of like chicken, but apparently crows, if you eat an old one, the meat tastes rancid, even when it's
Ooh.
Yeah, they taste of what they eat, and
Well, I'm going to go under the waterfall. Well, if I remember correctly, there was an episode, or sorry, a book from Nero Wolfe, in which he had his pigs specifically raised for the last month or so of their lives eating acorns and blueberries because it flavored the meat ever so slightly.
Well, that is actually part of the reason why they're fed what they are when they are farm raised, is that it's relatively inexpensive food, but it's food that doesn't impart an unpleasant flavor.
Makes perfect sense to me.
there's a movie called Secondhand Lions,
Yes, I've heard of this.
and in a scene, they are feeding the pig breakfast sausage,
Oh, that's just wrong.
and I'm like, and one of the character that's doing it is like, he doesn't know.
Yeah, but it's just wrong.
Crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Well, I mean, there's this one joke one of my cousins gave me like years ago about
Reinforcements have arrived.
reasons to eat Doberman Pinscher.
Oh.
Has been purified.
Well, this particular one is he was deer hunting, and that's what he killed instead of a deer.
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
no.
well, it's dead, so I guess I'm eating it.
There's just some things I don't do.
Right.
Those are actually large enough to come against your
There's that.
How many
That,
people? We have 4 people here. Why do we have 4 people here? Rachel, you're in charge.
There's that. That campaign billboard that's like, where do you draw the line? It's like, on what animals you are willing to eat. It's like, it depends. Normally, I stop around the bunny,
I feel bad for
Oh, no,
cows.
those are delicious.
but if times are lean, or I know the slaughterhouse is, you know, up to code and everything, I'll go to the horse.
I won't do horse, and I don't feel that bad for pig because I really like bacon.
Cat
I'm
and
sorry.
dog, if we are in a post-apocalyptic situation,
Reinforcements have arrived.
I'd still have to think hard about it. Am I more important than a dog? I don't know that I am.
One of the most hilarious things is that there are actually certain traditional Chinese cuisine items that require cat or dog.
Oh yeah, but I don't have to eat them.
we used to use cat gut to make violin strings.
Yes, they did.
Then they realized there were better things to make.
Yes, there are.
violins out of. Although, from what I've heard, prepared properly, cat gut does actually work very well. It's just you have to very, very carefully season it. And also, using cat gut violin strings, if they get damp in a certain way, they just stop being
Crystal is under
strings.
attack.
Yeah.
Defend it.
Oops, let's get that one up there. Tim Higgins says, "Hey guys, I just say your hunger will take over, so you worry about eating dog." Yeah, you know what? I don't know that I'd ever be that hungry. Now, that might be a different thing if I was younger and felt I had enough to contribute to the universe at a post... Ah, no, I didn't mean to do that. Gosh darn, I wish they got rid of that.
Yes, the transport part of the
Why? Why do we have to have that here? Thank you for the cookie sop. I didn't make any Christmas cookies this year. Made Christmas crack, but no Christmas cookies. I'm done with that weapon. Okay, good. Now I can go shoot things. This will be easier.
Advance to the next one.
Here, die. Die, all of you. By the way, we are on the right branch if you come up the hill, so if somebody wants to attack the left branch, that would be a good thing. Still have 6 minutes. It's not like we can't do it.
Transporting to Spire, Admiral.
That would be awesome. But remember, Rachel's in charge.
A place crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Commander?
Okay, so at work my job title is Fleet Admiral because my boss has an amazing sense of humor. And I actually got a magazine that was shipped to me today to Fleet Admiral me. And I showed it to somebody else in this office, and they're like, why does it say that? I said, because that's my job title. Really? I'm like, what do you mean, really? It's been on the sign for 3 years. Have you never looked? No. Oh, well.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Oh, okay. He's like, well, if you can be Fleet Admiral, can I be, you know, the boss? Fine with me.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Not anymore, it is not. Did we get them all? Did we miss one?
Karen reinforcements have arrived.
We know who I am, Darkmom, yes. I don't hide my identity. I am not Bruce Wayne. I'm not Superman. I look the same whether I've got my glasses on or not. Got quiet all of a sudden, folks. Where'd everybody go?
Crystal has been purified. Advance.
Now I can transport to the Spire. Transport to Spire. There we go. Let's see, we got 346. Let's go finish that one. Oh, yes, definitely. So I'm trying to figure out what we are going to do for New Year's Eve party. I think we should take all the weird TFOs and play them.
I mean, I'll do it. I mean, I know how to do almost all of them pretty well.
Your ground elite.
I just realized the other player here is Captain Nostrils.
Defend it.
Yep, sounds about right.
Okay. We need good names. I mean, we could.
Seriously though, your ground elite is something that I haven't done in a long time.
Which one?
Your ground elite.
Yeah, no. The other one, the Kittimer one, is... Oh, which one's the one outside where you're running around in the rain and it's just...
Basically, that's Pure Ground.
Ah, Cure Fountain, yeah. That one I like. If you have a decent team and everybody's got remodulators and all that stuff. I haven't done it since they changed the remodulators. But the Cure Fountain...
Ground is the one where you have to go around and blow up the Borg energy converter devices before you can get to the boss.
Hold it, that one's not too bad. That one I've done. What's the horrible one where you fall into the pit of acid and can't get out?
That's the one where you have to...
Where you fight the queen at the end? Yeah, or... Yeah.
It's not the queen. It's,
It's Rebecca Simmons.
Yeah, it's Rebecca Simmons.
That's right, and you have to go to all the consoles to show... Yeah, yeah.
God, I hate that one. That's the one that I hate
She's
the most.
actually harder to fight than the queen because of that immunity gimmick.
And if anything screws up, if somebody falls into the acid, you can't win it.
Yeah, but it's,
Well, I do
it's like
okay,
it's
but like,
a lockout
yeah.
fight.
Yeah, like somebody will make a mistake and
ground-
not shut one down, and it's done. You know?
Yeah, and you can't beam out, because if you beam out, you're stuck outside the door.
Hive Ground used to have a lockout mechanic
Yes.
where you would get put in a penalty box in the corner, and one of your allies would have to let you out of the penalty box.
But they wanted us to enjoy playing it, so they got rid of it, I hope.
Yeah, it's like Hive Ground doesn't do the penalty box. One thing that the developers have discussed is the possibility of simply just not having the barrier force field at the door in that one, so that you don't get locked out when fighting Rebecca Simmons.
Gee, that would be great. I'd play it again. But I've fallen into the
That was
acid
the
and...
real difficulty in the mission. If anyone gets KO, they more or less have to. It's painful.
I fell into the acid once because I couldn't see, based on the way I had my lighting done, I could not see the walkways clearly, so I was guessing, fell into the acid, and I couldn't get out of it. The rest of the team was trying to resurrect me.
Advanced and elite versions of that simply don't have force field walkways at all.
Yeah, you have to...
You have to Mario jump and not fall in the acid. Thing is, the acid is not an instant kill, even on advanced or elite. The problem with the acid, though, is the fact that, as you pointed out, it is very difficult to get out.
Yeah.
Okay, there are two easy ways. The doorway where you come in,
Mm-hmm.
that walkway is only a few inches above the acid. So if you're close to that, you can just climb back onto the wall.
Well, I fell into...
On the far side of the room, in the back corner, like farthest place from the door, there's actually a ramp.
Yeah, but if
But
you
that's
fall
like
into
way,
the
way,
acid
way up
someplace else...
The worst part is that middle ground where there's just nothing between the two.
Yeah.
There's actually one location where the only thing that you can use to get out without going to the other side of the room is one of those curved pipes, and jumping onto those curved pipes...
That's exactly where I got stuck.
You can do it if you are very...
I wasn't living long enough to do it.
Yeah, that's the other problem, is you can heal the acid. It's just most players don't have enough healing to actually. Nanite Health Monitor works wonders for things like that.
Well,
But
last time I
if
played
you're
it...
not a medical person.
Last time I played it, the last time I played it, Burr was the Fleet Admiral. I was not, so that should give you an idea of how long ago that was.
I mean, I'm an old school player. I've learned how to play that mission back before Legacy of Romulus.
Yep, that's when we used to play it all the time. Saturday nights.
Yeah, I used to grind the elite from
Back when
in
it
the
gave
day.
you encrypted data chips, and you could
Oh yeah,
turn
yeah,
in
absolutely.
the encrypted data chip at Deep Space Nine to get the Borg gear set. I have to say, the exchange rate that they did for the encrypted data chips actually wasn't bad. They more or less just figures like, okay, so this is how many marks you would get from running one of those missions after the revamp, and this is how many encrypted data chips you got beforehand. So easy calculation.
I remember when you just had a 5% chance for the impulse engines to drop in cube, and that just got my goat. I did that stuff like 70 times.
Get ready.
Sending in their elite
Well, I timed that nicely.
Or the stupid Borg salvage drops.
Yeah.
There are certain weapons you can only get by collecting Borg salvage.
Oh yes, I remember that.
At the Omega Force thing, which are much easier to get now, because nowadays that's the items that require the Borg neural processors, which are much easier to get than the
Yes, they are.
Because with the old salvage drops, that was the point of the optional objective of the PFO, is it gave you an additional chance of getting a salvage drop. And of course, there's the fact that they actually used the need-read system for certain salvage drops, because when you had mini-bosses, the mini-bosses might drop loot that
Yes.
included a salvage drop.
Yes.
everyone's end of TFO reward was personal loot, which might have a salvage drop in it. Maybe.
I was more into just surviving some of that stuff to prove that I could survive some of that stuff. Well, that was fun, and I got my ground damage. Anybody have anything?
You did a very good job. I had a very good time. Thank you for having me. This was fun. Subscribe. Subscribe.
I'll settle for follow. Follow. It's free. Sub is nice. I mean, if you want a sub, I'll take it. Speaking of, I think I got stuff to give away on Sunday night for the New Year's Eve party.
If you want, I think I still got a few keys left.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I can give
some of them away.
I can give away keys. I got some. I didn't give away any because I didn't hit my 1,000. But I've got some other ones. Hi, Drunken Heretic. How are you? Love that muscle.
I have to look around and find them. They're somewhere.
Yeah, that's my thing, too. They're somewhere. I'll find them. Yeah, wait till I've had, half the bottle of champagne, and I'll be like, oh, you want my ship? Sure, no problem. You can have my ship. Keys will go.
Sure, I have one of those.
The thing is, I'm smart. I put all of the good loot on a tune I don't play too often, so I have to consciously get off the tune that I do play a lot and go out and find her and bring her back in, and then it's like, what were you going to do? What were you thinking, Mom? All right, what shall we do? First of all, would anybody like to join us for something? And then what would that something like to be? I think come the new year, we're going to have to rededicate one night a week to doing some shipbuilding or ground building or doing stuff building.
I honestly love doing streams for ground building. It's just that for some reason, every time we've had one of those this year, it's just busy.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you a better microphone, Marhawkman, because your voice disappears, and I wanted to hear that comment, and I couldn't hear it. Can you say it again?
I really don't understand what's up with this stupid microphone. Because of the fact that it seems to want me to have my face less than a foot from it every time I'm speaking.
What kind of mic?
It just doesn't work right.
What kind of mic are you using, out of curiosity?
Elkio.
Huh. I've got a Yeti Blue, and it does the same thing. I mean, I have to basically be sitting on top of it, and it picks up my keyboard. So I need to get a boom, and then I need to get a boom stand, so it doesn't pick up all the sounds off
I actually
everything.
made an improvised boom stand, because this is actually a model that normally sits on the desk.
Yeah. So DT gave me a arm for a boom arm that attaches to the desk, but my desk is kind of narrow, or well, it's not big enough, and it still picks up the keyboard.
Alrighty, so let's see here. What in the list of incredibly painful TFOs have we not done recently?
Okay. Yes. We could do Cure Advanced. Cure Advanced?
Just, I mean, because if we're going to do Cure Elite later this year, we should,
later this year is only up till Sunday, you know.
I know that, but you said for New Year's party.
Yes. You want to do Cure Found right now?
No, Cure Applied.
Cure Applied.
The magnificent.
Round one.
That's the... Oh, yeah. I actually kind of like this one. I'm game to go for it. Oh, it doesn't even have an...
I have done that one. I actually did that one quite a lot before they pulled it out of the RTFO rotation.
Ah.
I understand why they did it. There are certain things in it that are a pain in the ass, but simply signposting them better would really, really make that mission easy enough for pugs to do.
Ooh, Musin, thank you for the advice. I will definitely do it. I'm game to give it a try. Do we need anything weird in terms of equipment?
I've
build
seen
can
that
still work.
microphone drown out the noise from a vacuum cleaner sitting
jeez.
right next to the desk.
Yeah, no, my microphone is like, ooh, there's something near here, and it makes a lot of noise, which is why I've gone back to using the headset, which is fine. But, I mean, my last headset disappeared into one of the dogs. And
Did it come out again?
well, no, it's they chewed. It's got, you know, the microphone on a, I don't know what you want to call it, on a piece that sticks out, and the dogs thought it was a snack and just chewed it, and I couldn't find any of it afterwards, just the little wires hanging out the end of the $250 headset, and I was very upset with that. So I bought another one, and then I realized it's just a matter of it's going to fail. So I did buy the Yeti, which I really like, and then I realized it's so sensitive, it hears everything.
Yeah, my microphone does weird things sometimes where it'll start picking up background noise,
We will?
even though the background noise is lower volume than
Yeah, yeah. We will?
We will.
Ruh-rohs. So, unfortunately, this mic has got multiple settings, and in theory, cardioid is what I would want it to be, or shotgun. You know, right in line with my mouth. The reality is it's everything. So, cardioid shouldn't pick up anything behind it. It picks up everything. Picks up the dogs in the next room, picks me up. Good evening, everybody out there. I see we've got 20 people with us in the stream, so hi everybody. Get this many people, we will definitely have to go over and raid somebody when we're done. Ah, here we go. If I remember right, there's a lot of little side adventures too, right?
Yeah, that's what makes this one so annoying, is the fact that you need to look for dead Klingons under every single rock.
You need to look for dead Klingons. Hold, do we get remodulators magically appearing still, or do we have to have the old ones with us on this?
Every Borg TFO uses the new remodulators.
I mean, the ones that auto appear.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Also, one fun fact: if you go back to the southeast,
Yes.
there's a giant section of this map that's not actually used in the TFO.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
It's something that I used in Foundry missions because of the fact that I actually built a Foundry mission using this before I ever played the TFO using it.
Okay, why won't let me scan this?
Hitboxes, line of sight. You have to crawl inside it,
Oh,
or stand in just the right spot.
okay, yeah, behind it. Lower the Borg shield.
Also, V-scan is something very useful in this because it'll
Oh, that's right.
sometimes tell you where to go. Oh, also Shadow in the Darkness. Got it. Yeah, see, it's like one of the gimmicks with this is that you see these Borg turrets placed in locations. You have to make them do stuff,
Oh, I remember those, yes.
and also kill any Borg that attempt to fix them.
Yes, that too.
I don't mind staying on this first node if you want to go
No,
adventure
it
with
went
everyone
from
else.
node 1 to node 2, so now you push the button on node 2, and then it'll have a beam go from node 2 to node 3. Then someone needs to push the button on node 3. I think for this first starting area, it doesn't spawn any Borg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think it gives you, yeah, so you figure it out. Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't it, like, you have to get to a certain level before it goes to the next one? There you go.
Yeah, the first one has a progress bar.
Mhm.
Second one gets a they all have yeah.
Yeah, I've got the interacting bar.
Also, this is a puzzle that will uncomplete itself if you don't hurry,
Yes.
because that's what the progress bar is for. This is actually something that the puzzle elements in this are genuinely things that I would not expect people in an RTFO to actually get the first time.
Yeah, I remember doing this one with Ron because he would explain, or excuse me, this was one we did with Ver, and we'd figure this out. There we go.
Moving on, now for the real mission. Hey look, Borg. Come here, Borg. You haven't been shot enough times yet.
Oh yeah, Klingon prisoners. I'd forgotten about them.
Well, okay, guys.
No, remember there's live ones here too.
Yeah, there's the live ones are the easy ones to find. You have to V-scan ones.
Yep.
Just like do it every few weeks or something.
Oh, I did put it on 0. Okay.
Borg console to kill. Hey, elite tactical diary.
Okay, we got one done.
V-scan. See here that this guy here which says take genetic sample.
Mm-hmm.
That this is what I was talking about a dead.
Okay, yeah, I see.
If we walk past this guy, we would need to come back for him in order to complete the mission. And he is so far away from the next objective that you will not be able to V-scan unless you walk back here. That was one of the things that was so annoying.
Okay.
All right, now it puts shields around itself, and you have to place spatial charges next to it. And after the spatial charges are done, it's on to the next objective.
So we're eventually going to get over there.
Look, more board.
The Borgies are at least. Well, Baron, join me on Sunday. We can do this again Sunday night.
Oh yeah, those scorpion pets. I'm pretty sure those are actually considered physical damage. Those would actually work pretty nicely. I'm not sure though.
I can switch to Lex knives, but
now this is actually a bit different because of the way that they changed the Borg powers. Because they changed the powers for literally all Borg. What is it V-scanning?
it's something back here. But we were scanning earlier. I think it's because the map curves around.
Oh no! It is hitting a real target, but it's a mission objective we haven't gotten to yet.
Oh.
In a section of the canyon that we haven't.
Okay, so we're gonna. I don't remember having to come back to stuff. So.
Yeah, that's another thing, is that sometimes it'll V-scan things that are future objectives.
Good! Yes, because that's what we need.
Oh, also, this is the mission that the Borg turret design came from, because those are actually something that, aesthetically at least, have been in the game for a very long time.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
It's just that it used to be that they weren't player.
That's interesting. Ah, yes, killing the Borgs.
Deconfigure transformer.
Now I'll get the back node.
See, one thing that people forget about the TFO system is that these missions were originally 5-man pre-made teams
Yes.
that didn't have hugs at all, because you couldn't play them because the game didn't have a crew system.
Yeah, we had to come up and figure this stuff out.
Which meant that the people playing them were playing them because they already knew how to do it.
This used to be a fleet thing, Saturday Night Fleet stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's more like a 5-man raid, right? Or a 5-person raid.
you would make a manually assigned 5-man team, and then start the mission.
Well, it used to be you had to do both the space and ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
And everybody could
There
do
is
the space.
actually a mission in the game still that works that way. The way
Which
this
one?
used to be. That's assimilation.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we are indeed talking about the old ones. Back in the olden days, back when I was a youngin'.
Back in the days where the Task Force Omega stuff was a random drop.
Back in the old times when the lithium didn't exist yet.
Oh my god.
It was ridiculous. They said we had 8 different currencies at the time, and they got rid of them all, saying that we had too many, so they were going to simplify things, right?
How many do we have now?
No, there was like 20.
I lost count after like 30.
Well, see, because
But-
like in the old days before they made dilithium, we actually had different currencies for each of the exploration.
Right, right.
Yep.
Baron, I'm happy to do this one again. This
And the exploration cluster currencies were the epitome of useless junk. Because of the fact that each exploration cluster had a level associated with it, and if you were above that level, the gear you would get from the currency exchange would be functionally worthless. Because back then you couldn't upgrade the gear; you would just use it at whatever level it is, or just don't use it and sell it or something.
if
Okay,
anybody's
players
looking
down,
for Gamma
right?
Quadrant, they're in the boss phase.
Oh, I love that blob healing crystal because it lets you heal people that you can't see.
Got a genetic sample here.
And an elite tactical drone trying to rip your face off. Yeah.
We all have those days. Did we free
That's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Okay, that's interesting. If you look at the corpse of the dead guy,
Mhm.
he is actually assimilated.
Ooh.
I don't remember that. They may have changed that at some point.
I don't remember that either, but I don't think I ever paid really close attention to him.
And Shadow got the dead guy. Good. All right, this phase is done. Now
Yay!
is the kill Armec phase.
I swear I just remodulated that.
Armec, of course, is actually pretty hard.
Baron says he needs this done in normal and elite. Well, this is a... there isn't an elite anymore.
Hello, Mom.
Hello. Hi, how are ya?
Ooh. Oh yeah, this reminds me.
Hey, hanging
Look
in
up,
there.
Mom. Above our heads is one of the structures I wish we could have put in maps in the
Oh!
film, but they never actually gave us the ability to use.
Cool.
Yeah, like board catwalks. Those are neat. And whatever that thing is. Like a giant wall made out of board junk.
Yep.
Thought I'd come and say hello to everybody.
Well, hello. How are you doing?
A little tired, but
Tired from something in particular?
Not really, just
Okay.
tired today. Partly because it's been doing nothing but rain all day.
Yes, it has been raining today, which kept me...
There's a dead guy over here.
Oh, do we need to get genetic material from him? Yes, we do.
That's a good catch. I missed him.
Oh, also, we have 6 minutes for the option, so...
What you guys doing?
We are doing Cure... Found?
Yeah.
Which is a episode or?
No, it's a ground TFO.
One of the
old ones.
Gotcha.
There's 2 Borgs going over to the turret, and they didn't want to let me kill them.
One of the missions I miss is it's in the beta quadrant. It's where you end up
Hi, GSQ.
on I think it was it Franklin Drake, where you end up on a Section 31 hollow ship. And they try to recruit you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's been a while. Did we miss something?
I might end up.
No, we just have to.
I got it. I got the next one. We're good.
Okay.
That's actually one of the things about this
I'll
that's
let
kind of
you guys,
frustrating is that you have to wait for the energy beams to chain, but you're also on a timer.
Right.
What is that? Why do I have a sticker on me now?
Because you're special.
Someone put chilling on me. For some reason.
What on you?
It's a sticker that next to my thing that says chilling. TBH. On Discord.
Oh.
Oh, I think that's everywhere because everybody seems to have it.
All right. Well, I got bounced off. Somebody give a check to the back few.
Okay, I'm back there. How'd you get bounced off?
Yeah. I just went back and looked.
Alright.
I'm watching
get
the
you later,
backwards.
Mom. Just.
Alrighty.
I'm falling asleep and I don't want to hear you guys hear me snore.
That would be a bad thing, yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you snore either. I just got off parole, bro.
Alright. Good night, guys.
Night-night.
Take care. Have a good night.
It is interesting that all of these Borg are using the newer, cooler Borg graphics.
Yeah. Not a huge surprise.
Right, it's like we have what 2-3 years of Borg cubes, well, in game of Borg cubes and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they have Borg assimilators.
Yep.
I know
Okay,
the Borg.
I'm back
I know
in.
the
Thank
Borg
everyone for
kingdom
their
is.
patience.
No
I know
problem.
the Borg kingdom is a threat, but I still don't trust these people. The new
Oh, the Ethereums? No, you
Yeah.
shouldn't. I have a very bad feeling about this.
And I can tell because I find our liaison extremely hot. So I have a bad track record of.
Well, I'm getting nothing off V-scans now.
It's like.
So Mako Team Commander Accolade isn't available? No, it is not, because you can't do it on Elite. Long term, they may bring back Elite. They'd been talking about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, after I win the lottery on Saturday, and we have $760 million, and I take over Cryptic or whatever it's become, we will have some talks.
It took them what, 8 years to get us the EV suit slot in game?
Yes. But, you know, if money is not an object, money doesn't have to be an object.
And we
I
still
think
don't
if
have
they just
that,
handed over us to us Trek nerds, right? We run a tribunal of folks that are responsible, been in the game for years, like Mom and others, right?
Yeah.
And the community can guide the game at that point.
We were supposed to have a tribunal of players. It was part of the lifetime subscription was a
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, to have a better voice. Yeah.
Yeah, a monthly, community.
Yes.
I want to be
sit-down
clear.
and-
I want to be clear. Don't put me in charge of shit. I will mess it all up.
All you need to do for me is say, "Hey, we have this new map. Try to break it."
Yep, that's what we put you in charge
So,
of.
I did complete the timed optional, so we
Yay!
don't need to hurry.
Well, we still have 14
Oh, hey,
minutes
they
left.
did update the graphics. The cool thing we need to break is glowing brighter than it used to.
Ooh. Oh, somebody did something bad to all those drones.
Uh-oh, Gideon.
They just lay down altogether.
Come here, big boy. I want to talk.
Don't we have something we have to do in the last battle where we have to do different stuff? Somebody goes here, somebody goes there, that kind of thing, or do we just shoot the heck out of
For
stuff?
this one, I'm trying to remember.
No, we've got. This isn't.
This is actually something we did just to unlock the ability to fight Armec. Now we have to go back south.
Oh, Armec. We need to find Armec.
Yes, because what we just did was we broke the thing that was making a force field to protect Armec from us.
Yeah, so don't we go back down and go up a different valley now or something?
Well, it's pretty much.
I think it's more like straight across.
If you look at the map, there was a T intersection we went through.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we just go straight south to where Armec is. Oh, also, there is a second time. It's 13 minutes to kill Armec.
Right. So go up this way, right?
Yeah, see where I'm standing right here? This is where the force field blocking the path used to be. Okay, going west is the direction where the dead Klingons that we scanned earlier are. You need to go south.
You need to go south. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. This way.
Yeah. See this right here? This is where the force field was.
Okay.
I was
Now,
trying to wait for
Armec
the
is
others.
Kind of fun because it's a bit of a lockout fight.
Stargate War says random leads in 4 weeks then.
Yeah, get together as a group before you aggro Armec because he creates a force field around himself. Yes, that includes Shadow and Rachel.
I know. I'm just trying to make sure people don't, you know what I mean, so they're not last and they're
Yep.
not unprotected.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's great. No issues. Okay.
Well, everyone's here? Good. Bum rush him. But don't attack him until you get to point blank range to make sure everyone gets close enough because he won't do anything until someone shoots him. There you go. He's aggroed.
This the boss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
We
it
used to
goes.
get into the corners and then
Right. That was it.
But photonic barrier generator is
then
actually quite
and if you're lucky to have the
Spike killed
TR-116A,
him. Yeah,
If-
that's kind of what I was expecting to happen, honestly. Armec used to be incredibly tough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was when player DPS was less than it is currently.
The times they have changed slightly. Still, that was fun. We haven't done that for a long time.
And
Yeah, but,
for my Omega Marks box, I got 182.
Jeez.
yeah, but this one and the one with the four corners jumping to the platforms over the plasma.
Yes.
Yeah. But the Becky fight was the hardest of any of the old TFOs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you count Terradome as a TFO.
The Pit of Despair.
Yeah, if I was lucky to be on a team with someone and most of them were dead, I would revive outside and
Yes.
be able to get a lock through them with my TR-116A. and just sit there taking pot shots until we defeated her.
Yeah, but getting a TR-116A, you had to get it from what, Target?
Target, yeah.
And that was one
Well,
of the
that's
previous
unfair.
bonus-
it depends on the country as
This
well.
is true. This is true.
Yeah. It was in the U.S. It was Target. In the U.K. it was Direct to Drive, which later became GameFly.
Ah, yes. PAX, it's Pit of Despair from Princess Bride.
And they keep saying they'll never release it because it breaks maps.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, really. We're good at that anyway.
If they
We don't
prove
need no
that-
stinking 116A to break a map.
Right? If they
All right.
went about and put that into a Muds bundle,
Mm-hmm. Well,
or
I'd pay for
into
that
the
one.
Muds market, right? It'd be like $80.
Yeah, I'd get it. I would get that. Well, that was a nice run, everybody.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
Character
enjoyed
Flight doesn't
that.
actually have the lead version at the moment.
What next? What next?
Yeah, I did really good on that run. Like that was. Oh, sorry.
We did
Actually,
a
what
good
I-
job
I-
on that run.
I really didn't do as much as I thought I would need to because I'm not sure who, but one of the team players was actually doing a very, very good job of just wasting the board. Oh well.
Yeah, I did notice that somebody was making fighting kind of trivial.
Ooh, tight device. Yeah, I guess it was that.
Yeah, Rachel, I agree. That pulls me back to Saturday nights, and before we even had headsets on and all that, and we'd be sitting there and putting everything and typing, and you could, imagine everybody typing like crazy to get the messages across, trying to figure it all out, and then we started doing headsets. But what was it? What was the old voice channel before Discord?
TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak.
Trello.
It was TeamSpeak.
Or there was Ventrilo.
And then, yeah. I never grabbed a few beers to do them, I assure you. Because I'd be on the floor laughing if I did that instead of being serious.
The 44th Fleet was notorious in the forums because we had a PvP group, all named Cruiser, named Cruisers, named Cruiser. And prior
Okay.
to people becoming, wise and getting in TeamSpeak and stuff and doing, target through,
Mm-hmm.
we were accused of cheating.
I mean, that would actually legitimately mess with people trying to use the /target command.
Yep.
Because if there are two identical targets, it'll just go with whichever's closest.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see how in this game you could use cruisers, and if you know how to call targets and know how to play, you could probably demolish the team,
Yep.
Well, see, because like one of the old cruiser tricks that has been in the game since the launch era is making yourself temporarily invulnerable to taking shield damage. It's just one of those things that against most enemies in the game, it's too fleeting to be actually all that.
Yeah.
worthwhile.
Yeah. Like, I don't ever get the defensive flight attack patterns unless I have something buffing when I use them, right? Because there's no need. But some of that stuff really matters. Like, you can reflect a huge amount of damage off of somebody, and then they can click the same ability, like attack pattern beta, right? Like, anyway, I remember PvP and some back in the day, and it does strike, like, you have to, people who have a mindset for that, too, are usually much better for it.
I mean, like the concept of good abilities and bad abilities is completely different between PvP and regular game.
I love Ape. Ape was always such a good ape.
Ape was a good ape, yes. Absolutely. All right, what's next, folks?
Or Queen. Well, actually, she's about to die.
Well, I don't know. After slaughtering all that Borg and saving that galaxy, again, we could go to the Fleet Star base and work out in the workout room.
Or I could hit random and see what happens.
Oh, interesting.
Yep,
Yes.
that's true too. Or we could do fleet evaluations.
I thought that I had the daily open, but I didn't actually get credit for doing Tide of Ice. Oh.
So, do you need to do something then?
Oh yeah, it told me mission Tide of Ice failed. Dropped mission Tide of Ice.
Oh, that's interesting.
I guess it's because of the fact that I didn't get there at the beginning of the event.
Well, you get
so it didn't complete the open mission. For Tide of Ice.
Okay.
I had it rubber band me one time. Rubber band me out of bounds and fail me.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got a Crampiri coming on. If anybody wants to do a Crampiri.
I'm probably going to finish the foot race before Crampiri shows up. And I just started.
Would you like to join us for a random when you're done?
Sure.
I'll wait for you to finish the race and come on over and join us.
Yes, you would. We will be glorious in battle.
We're always glorious in battle. But I'm glad I said that because I'm going to set my alarm for 1 this morning so I can get up, walk over here, turn in my stuff. And the dogs will be like, hey, does that mean we get to go out? No. You sure? We could go out. Yes, we could, but we're not going to.
I'm lucky. We just got back from the beach, so like mine are like worn out, so they're out.
The beach. It's almost snowing here, and you're talking about the beach.
Yeah, I live in the mountains. I had to drive all the way across state to the coast. My father's from the coast, and he gets lonely around Christmas, so.
Pax Federatica and Rachel. Ed had a Admiral Bobo? Or General Bobo? He had an Admiral Bobo tune, which was as close to an ape as you can get in this game. I miss Admiral Bobo, and I miss Commander Cuddles. Captain Cuddles.
If only I could make a character called Bobo Bobo.
We could.
Is Ed the person who wrote the Admiral Bobo Goes to War Foundry mission?
I have no idea. Sounds like something he'd do.
It was one of the more memorable farming missions because of the fact that whoever wrote it, while they were intentionally writing a farming mission where you kill a bazillion people for no actual logical reason, they made up joke story to go with it so that you were at least entertained while you were spamming spacebar.
So I don't know if Ed was involved in that Foundry mission or if he named Admiral Bobo after that mission. I always assumed he named it for MST3K till somebody pointed out there was a mission with that name, and I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't help me.
Both of them were named after that.
Yeah, there's a Bobo that's in the I want to say '95 movie Double Dragon.
Double Dragon?
Yes.
Bobo.
Yep.
What movie is Double Dragon? That sounds horribly
It's
familiar.
actually based off of a video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Got, I never know how to pronounce his last name. Mark. Yeah, I'm never going to get that. DACASCOS.
DaCosta.
DaCosta. Okay.
DaCosta. The guy who did he's in the Food Network show, Iron Chef.
Yes, Iron Chef.
Yeah.
Yes, he played the chairman.
Right.
Yeah, love him. Him, Scott Wolf, Alyssa Milano, Robert Patrick's in it.
The guy who played the T-1000 is the bad guy.
Yep. But yeah, Niels Allen Stewart plays Bo Hey, Bobo. Number one, who's this, like punkish bruiser guy, and then he gets like hit with a bunch of steroids and becomes this massive rage monster.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I had forgotten all about that, but I remember it now. So there's a very bad MST3K level movie, which I'm sure that Drunken Heretic will remember. Secret Agent Double something or another.
Sure, I know this one.
I'm thinking of Secret Agent Super Dragon. That's the one I'm thinking of. I was thinking of Double Dragon. No wonder. Hawkman, would you like an invitation to go off and do something random?
Just a few seconds, we'll be done with Cranberry.
Oh, no, not Danger Diabolique. I love Danger Diabolique, though. If that's the one I'm thinking of. Of course, there's also Diabolique.
Oh,
I am thinking of Diabolique. Oh, it's also Danger Diabolique. It's the same movie.
There you go. Here's a picture of Bo in his rated out form.
Where did you put it? The lounge?
Up in lounge.
Oh, that looks terrible. Why does that guy on the right look like Brendan Fraser?
No, that's Scott Wolf.
Really?
Oh, on the right?
Yeah, doesn't it
or that's Mark.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The one in the white T-shirt.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, that's Mark. Back in '86, he was involved in a pilot for Saban, trying to bring over Super Sentai.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some clips of the trailer for it, but the full pilot is considered lost media, even though multiple people have said that they have a copy, they just don't know where it's at.
Also, it's entirely possible that Saban actually does have a copy in an archive that's, shall we say, uncategorized.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually something that a lot of those companies do, is that they'll have this box of stuff that they forgot what's in the box.
Yeah.
Is that forgotten quotation marks?
Yes.
Well, whoever put it in the box didn't write down what it was on it.
So, yeah, 86 they did Bioman, based off of 84's Bioman Sentai. And, it had Mark, it had Carrie Fisher's half-sister.
Carrie Fisher's half-sister. Oh, GSQ, yeah. Thank you for the cheers. Appreciate that very much.
And it could have gone somewhere, but it just couldn't find a home. So he kept rewriting the script and changing a few things, tried repitching it a couple more times in 91, and then 92 hit, and then the dinosaur theme was really popular because of Jurassic Park and everything, and that took off like gangbusters. But yeah, there is in all likelihood that there are multiple copies of the pilot just sitting in a box somewhere.
Yes.
Industrial Light and Magic found multiple things that they're like, we thought these were gone.
Oh,
and they were just sitting in a tin.
Well, I mean, like, one thing that was amusing is that BBC at one point in time had a system set up where several of their shows existed only in the form of celluloid, because of the fact that back in the day, their method of doing broadcast television was, well, this was pre magnetic tape. So they were doing a celluloid broadcast thing whenever they were showing things on TV. Well, a lot of those they only ever had the one master copy of because they decided it was too expensive to have multiple.
Yeah, basically they ran a live to tape or live to film situation. Yes. And if they wanted to rerun those, they had two options. Put on the master copy, or they could pay the actors to come back and re-perform.
Yes.
But they didn't do that last one very often.
Yeah, they rarely did a restaging. Right?
So some of the original Doctor Who episodes were only saved because of the fact that someone made a copy of it. That's theoretically, illegal, but it was the only copy in existence.
Yes.
So there was a during the late 60s, early 70s, there were purges, to make room and stuff like that. Some things were deleted, some things were just thrown out, and some things were completely, thrown into a furnace.
And in some cases, it was actually an accident that certain things got destroyed.
Yeah,
because the people doing the cleanouts didn't necessarily actually know whether these were the only copies.
Yeah. So, and then for things that were syndicated out to like Australia, Africa, stuff like that, places in the Commonwealth, we didn't know if we got copies back from them or not, or that's where a lot of the missing episodes came from, were like the vaults of TV studios that, right? But there are stories like Marco Polo that never left Britain or the UK, and that the only way we have them are either telesnaps or audio re-recordings.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's one particular episode where the only known copy of it was from someone who made a 8-track recording of it from the radio broadcast version, because apparently back then they would do audio broadcasts that were only on the radio for some things.
Yeah, for those people who had visual impairments, they did audio broadcasts of them.
Well, that audio broadcast was the only copy of the original that survived, and people who had seen the episode listened to the broadcast and then wrote down on a paper what they remembered of what was actually happening on screen.
Yep.
And then someone took that and did a fan animation of it.
Yep.
To, partially recreate the episode.
Yeah, that's the start of what Loose Cannon was doing.
Let me interrupt here. I'm going to queue us up for minor instabilities, so you might want to get those toys elite. At Rachel's request, so we can get some loot.
Like, there's one that was completely lost called Mission to the Unknown. It was a basically a kind of a filler episode between the Dalek Master Plan. And for the longest time, it was completely gone.
Weeble?
Weeble.
It was one of those Dr. Light, almost Dr. Non-existent in the episode kind of thing. So no one really knew what it was. A couple of years ago, they let a British university film crew restage it using at the time techniques and equipment.
Like, so that they have the actual original script still around?
Yeah.
Huh. But I know that with some of them, part of the reason why those audio recordings were so important is because they didn't.
Right. Like, in the late 60s, Terry Nation took his scripts for a couple of his Dalek stories and made films out of them, starring Peter Cushing.
Yes, I've seen them. At least one of them. Two of them.
Right. They did so well that even the BBC were hiring out the Daleks from the movies for the show. But later on, the BBC hired Peter Cushing to do radio adventures as the Doctor, not being the same one as the movie.
Cushing, who was in Star Wars.
Yes, as Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yes,
Mister, my feet hurt in these boots. I'm wearing bunny slippers.
I mean,
I want bunny slippers. Who's giving up bunny slippers?
I want bunny slippers. Hi, Frost.
The way I understand that,
I want bunny slippers.
The prop department literally just didn't have the right size of boots for him or something.
Yeah. No pun intended, but it was a shoestring budget.
Ouch.
But
ouch.
Yeah. The original Star Wars really wasn't as big of a budget as people think it was.
Someone promised me bunny slippers.
I promise you bunny slippers.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
That Romulan lady literally tried to walk past.
Yeah,
I'm sorry it took me so long.
No worries.
One of the reasons why... Go ahead.
I was going to say, you did miss a fun TFO, though. You did.
One of the
I'm not have fun without me.
Really good for healing endeavors.
One of the reasons why there are still so many missing episodes of Doctor Who is we almost know where every last one of them is, that a copy exists.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way currently to say, hey, you have this copy, give it back to us, right?
Romulans are attacking from the west.
But also at the same time, if they go, hey, I have this copy, they could be arrested because at the time, the BBC had a stance of, you do not take anything from work, even if it's in the trash can.
And if they admit they've got it, that's an issue.
Exactly.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Now, if they gave some kind of, amnesty or, statement of, like, we're not going to charge you for possession of stolen property, a lot of these things would be returned.
That doesn't sound very English.
Well, it's got to remember that the BBC is run by government.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound very English in terms of, yeah, we won't prosecute you. No.
Because if they did that, then Commonwealths would be like, hey,
Yeah, exactly.
National Gallery, give us their stuff back.
Hell,
Sue you.
they still misabuse the licensing laws to use secret jujitsu shit to try and force their way into houses when the entire incident is a civil issue and they're trying to use a loophole of criminal law.
There's a guy who has been really good at finding lost episodes, and he keeps getting broken into.
Really?
And the cops come by and they're like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, I have these things, and fans and agents of, the BBC keep trying to come in here." It's like, do you think I'm stupid enough to keep this under my bed?
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
It's Q.
It is.
I'm good again.
How are you doing? Wish all these
Doing
things would
pretty
disappear.
good.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
How is school going? How is Christmas? All those things.
Christmas is good, and as for the school stuff, I prefer not to talk about it on air.
I gathered as much from your comment the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you ever need any help with that, I mean, I'm like obsessively, stupidly good at schoolwork. I don't really know why, but I am. But I'm always happy to help with somebody.
Thank you, Ross.
Just ask Mom. Even her nerdy stuff is
Oh yeah.
is figured out by me.
No, Frost is my go-to guy for so much stuff. And he makes you feel good about yourself too.
Lies.
Don't
You're
tell me
making
that
that
now. I started to believe you.
Oh, darn it.
Dag nabbit.
Maybe I just like need a.
See if I can jump this wall again.
Ow. This Snow Overlord is mean.
As for Christmas though, for us, Christmas is really good this year.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Didn't make the wall this time.
My wife has probably the best Christmas present that I've ever given her this year.
Oh.
And if she's going to complain, then, I mean, I can just take it back. I bought my wife a new car.
Did you really?
And it was I feel horrible that I did it. I am not that, I'm not a spendthrift. But I decided it was important to do so. And my wife is over the moon. I don't know how she got into space, but that's where she is. I have a little bit of peace. Plus, her car was falling apart, so I felt compelled.
That is an amazing gift. My son bought me a book.
Well, I mean, same thing, I guess.
It's an awesome book, though. So
I know a little bit about books.
It is one of the first editions of a Caiaphas Cain book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love Caiaphas Cain, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. It's been out of print forever, and it's one I've never read, so I'm so happy.
You know, there's a book I'm looking for. If anybody can find it.
Which one?
I'm looking for first edition of Black Mantle by Patricia Kennelly Morrison. And the reason I'm looking for it is because it's one of the only contemporary stories of where Eocade, the longest reigning king of Ireland, came from. Most of the official historical versions of it that were written in the Gaelic tradition were destroyed by the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're all oral tradition, and they're in the first edition of this particular book. It details a lot of stuff that aren't typically found in historical records these days. So it's very important that I find one. I haven't been able to find it. It's frustrating.
Can you?
One of the things that's interesting is that some of those old archives purges were because the person purging the archive just didn't like the writing style.
That's very true. And if you read about County Athen in Western Ireland, it's one of the biggest reasons why the Romans never took Ireland. It's the only place in all of Europe that wasn't conquered by the Romans. So it's a very interesting thing I've been trying to follow, but it's difficult because so many of those records were destroyed. So if anybody finds it, please let me know.
Can you send me the name and the author again? I've got a bookstore that might be able to help us track it down here.
It's Black Mantle.
Black Mantle.
And it's by Patricia Kennelly Morrison.
Okay. GSQ says top thing I got was a digital art tablet. Excellent.
Oh, fantastic! I bought
That
one of
is-
those from my eldest, and they have been drying up a storm. I got some brushes if you happen to have Photoshop. I think it's Photoshop. Yeah, the brushes for Photoshop. If you want them, they're yours.
I have to learn Photoshop. I have it, but I've only played with it a little bit. I need to have it a little bit more.
I unfortunately don't, Frost. I use Clip Studio Paint, but thank you for the offer.
Are those compatible with Photoshop?
Mm,
Because they're Photoshop brushes. I don't know if they would be available through something else.
I don't know, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think.
Okay, seeing that anaphasic life form run around disguised as enemies is kind of freaking me out.
The reason I ask is there's a YouTuber that's a digital artist, and he goes by the name of Jazza, and he's an Australian painter that does a lot of his work doing contemporary and dynamic work, and I find his work to be kind of a lost art. So I always suggest people check that out. And I've learned a little bit from my own art. Not that I'm ever going to show anybody my art, but it does exist. But I've always found some comfort in that.
I'm always impressed by people who have any form of artistic talent, because my brain just doesn't go that way, and it's always one of those.
Well,
How do they do that?
Talent requires you to have a level of skill at doing it that is beyond it.
Well, clearly people have skill and talent in things that I just don't have, and it just makes me appreciate their abilities all the more because I don't have that.
Well, it won me a scholarship to get into college.
Sweet.
And now is like when I'd like to mention my OnlyFans page. If I could plug my
OnlyFans page?
No.
I don't know. I'm starting to think it doesn't exist.
I was watching The Click the other night, and there was a woman who was showing a receipt from 1 month's contributions from one person on her OnlyFans page, and he had put in $60,000 in the period of 1 month on OnlyFans. And I'm thinking, you know, if you get one person giving you $60,000 a month, you need OnlyFan. You don't need to worry about the plural.
That's a level of endurance that I just don't think anybody has.
Yeah, no.
Right? I mean,
it's not referred to as simping, but yeah.
Are we doing anything, or are we pretty much done?
Well, we are going to finish up this minor instabilities, and then then I'm going to take the children out, because it is that time of the night, and I want to get into work early tomorrow morning to do payroll, and then I can leave, and I can go home, and I can be off for 3 days. Yeah, almost 4 days.
It's almost the end of the year.
Oh, Wild Crop Duster says he got a gaming DPS chair for Christmas. Is that the one you sent me the picture of? Somebody sent me a picture of an awesome chair that I want.
I got a chair for one Christmas, and I think it's they didn't know how tall I was.
You are tall.
And so when I got it, I had to like sit down, and my knees were almost touching my chin.
Oof.
Did not work out the way I expected.
I am definitely wearing out this chair. My bum is so much tired, so I'm going to grab a pillow from downstairs before next show and see if that helps. But I think long term I have to look at a new chair, and this one's only 2 years old.
My wife spent almost an hour and a half talking to me about the seat warmers in the car.
You're in Florida. What do you need seat warmers for?
Because it's currently sort of winter here.
Oh, yeah.
It got
Define kind of sort of winter.
It got down to 58 degrees today.
Oh, my God.
However,
did you survive?
Hey, this is normally
supposed
to be t-shirt weather.
Say it, I have actually been to a country where having the temperature drop to 58 did actually kill me.
It is cold down here at that temperature. I mean, I would love to go back up to New York and Canada and where it gets down to
back to where we take weather seriously.
I mean, and I lived in Las Vegas where it was 130 in the day and then -30 at night. So I was definitely I knew how to handle temperature.
Yeah.
But like what I was talking about though is like the country of Japan is literally a tropical country, and thus people in that country literally have, in many cases, lived their entire lives without experiencing temperatures below 70.
Like freaking Samoans do not like winter.
No, they don't. Hey, I'm going to go take the children now, because if you can't hear Loki, she's sitting here going, but Mom, 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 Mom. So I'm going to go raid somebody, unless you want to take over, Frost.
Well, Lyriana's on here. I am not going to be awake for much longer.
Yeah.
But I will happily take care of that.
Well,
let's go raid Lyrina.
I could have started streaming, but I didn't actually start streaming.
Well, I'm going to go hit Lyrina, and we can...
I was already doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Fine.
But it was nice of you.
Give a follow for the glory and safety of the galaxy.
There you go. Give your love
In the
to
name
Lady
of the...
In the name of the...
Gosh, now that we're ready to check your direct messages.
Everyone, have a good evening, and I will talk to you later. Take care. I'll be on tomorrow morning, so jump in and join us.